Hey, how to connect to your authenticity to be able to empower people. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day number 3 of our Freedom Week. And I just did a live on my Facebook where I talked about the first part of the Freedom Week, which always goes in 3 parts. So there's one part on Facebook, one part on YouTube, and one part on Instagram after this one. And on Facebook, I talked about why building relationship is more important than perfection. Because a lot of the time, whenever people are starting in business and they want to go and help people and they want to get clients and they want to make a lot of money by being able to do that, they often think, oh, I'm not good enough yet. I haven't gotten any clients yet, or I haven't got any success stories yet, or I don't have any case studies yet, and oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do because I'm not good enough yet. But actually what I said just now is that, because today we had a very long GIC call, and this is one of the things that we spoke about, is that building relationship with people is far more important than being perfect. And being perfect can actually work against you, or showing off to be perfect, or anything along those lines. And so what I want to talk about here today on the YouTube part of this episode is how you can connect to your authenticity to be able to empower others. And this is directly related to what we spoke about on GIC today, on the Global Impact Creators, our top level clients. And what it actually, like one of the things that can actually really help is, well, first of all, just being yourself. That very much helps. And really looking at which elements of yourself do you want to bring to the table, amplified, so that it can empower people. For instance, just to give you a very simple example, I love family. So that's an element for me that is super important. And so that is essential part of my brand. That's an essential part of the things that I speak about. And it also happens to be an essential element that attracts people who also love families most of the times, right? So that's one part. Another part of me is that I like to be a bit, how do you say? To be a bit funky and to be a bit goofy and to be like, that's just me, that's how I am. And that is also an element that I show in my brand. It is me, it's authentically me, but I also share this with people so that other people can then see, yes, I can be myself too. It is okay to be different, it's okay to be funny, it's okay to be goofy, because it is just really who you are. So one tip would be for you to look at what is it within yourself, like your true authentic self and character, that you also want to be represented in your branding and in your public figure and in what you do. One thing that I might not necessarily feel could be the most empowering to bring to the table is, for instance, if I have a particular, very particular hobby. It is still me, it is something that I love, but it might not many people may share it. Like I may bring it to the table once or twice or talk about it like that, but it might not be the most important thing to amplify and then share and bring to the table, because not many people can relate to it. For instance, and this is not a real example, but let's say I like to knit fluffy socks with 3 holes. I might be super excited about that, but maybe the world isn't. And therefore, it doesn't really benefit the world if I was to bring that to the table all the time. I can bring it to the table maybe once or twice, but not all the time. And so that is one thing. So what it basically comes down to with step number 1 is you are yourself, who you really are, but you also look at what can then connect. Which parts of me that is truly me can I bring to the table so that it can connect with others, and it can therefore help others and allow that connection, which is what I just spoke about on Facebook, to be there, because only once connection happen can empowerment be the next step. So that's another part. And the third part that can really help you, and this is what we spoke about today as well with the GIC students, is that you look at what can really create a difference in other people and what has made a difference in you. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean the following. if you are embarking on an entrepreneurial journey and you want to help people by means of sharing your knowledge, for instance, and you therefore also within the knowledge industry want to charge accordingly for the knowledge that you bring to the table. Let's say you want to help people to find more alignment in their life, and you know how to be in alignment, you have your methodology of how to do that, and so now you want to bring it to the table. But you also realize that whenever you bring that to the table, it can make such a difference to people that therefore is also worth charging for. And this is what we're going to continue to talk about during the rest of the Freedom Week as well, is that you want to charge what your knowledge is worth, what your time is worth, what your empowerment is worth. So just to give you an example, if you were to coach people on a program where you help them get more alignment in their life, and you do this for a certain time and they have access to a lot of different resources, then you can easily charge 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 or even more, because it's about the transformation that it brings. And so when you then want to share a message with people, you want to be able to connect with people, as what I mentioned before. And then you also want to allow people to see why what you have is worth so much and it is worth investing in because it can make a difference to people. Then what I'm basically saying to you is that you will want to look at what happened in your life that made you invest in yourself. So if right now you want to go out there and get people to invest in you, buy your course, buy your program, buy your product, then reflect back on your own customer journey and what were the things that made you buy into other people, buy other people's mentorship, programs, books. Because if you can recreate that process for yourself and you can say, oh, I remember at that phase of my life, I saw that person and this person was talking about this and this in this manner that made me feel like, yes, I can do it too. So the reason why I bought into this was because it made me a believer. Now, let's say in that scenario, you understood that the reason why you purchased and invested in yourself with this particular person was because you started to believe in it, then maybe that can now inspire you to become that person that can make other people believe in it. So that is why this is a very powerful exercise in combination with you being yourself, and in combination by looking at what can you bring to the table and what of yourself can you amplify to connect with other people, is to now look back as well as what was that process of you buying from other people. And once you figure that out, you can then allow that to inspire you and to now model and to now bring to the table also, so that you now can effectively communicate with your audience and with the people that you are wanting to bring to a higher level. So I hope that was useful. I hope this gave you some insight and some tips regarding how you can be authentic and how you can especially be authentic in a way that empowers others and also can allow you to be empowered by means of you being able to bring in abundance. And again, as what is happening during this Freedom Week, if you really think right now is my time to take my life to another level and to be able to help people, make helping people your business, and allow yourself to make a lot of money, but you perhaps don't have any idea where to start or how to automate it or how to do it in a way, how to package it, how to bring it to people, how to, market it, then I would highly recommend you to click on the link and just check out what is on there, because we're giving out a lot of scholarships during this week in light of Freedom Week. So if you have any questions, by the way, feel free to hop over to my Instagram, where it's going to be part 3, which is the daily Q&A. So I'll see you there.